And we're back. I hope you're good at lockpicking. Why? Because you're going to need to pick the lock. It'd be too strange if you got your hands on the key, but a lockpick might seem more confidential. You could have had that on you the whole time. And I was just waiting for the right opportunity to use it, I suppose. Exactly. And that moment is tonight when I distract the guards. I'll come in frantically begging for help from the guards. If everything goes well and they follow me, you'll use the lockpick to get out of the cell, got it? Right. What should I do when I get out? Rael wants you to escape. But what about RL? You won't be able to get away with RL. I think Rael has finally started to accept that he's not going to be able to save his brother. My body goes cold. I want to object. I want to shout and tell her that RL still has a chance. I want to tell that to Rael so I don't have to imagine him breaking. When you get out, grab a camel and head straight for Gradoa. Don't look back. Liara leaves the window quickly, but then rushes back. I can't believe I almost forgot the most important part. Liara puts her hand through the bars and drops a lockpick. And there's also this. It's from Rael. Just make sure the guards don't see it. She hands me a letter darkly, and then she's gone. I lean back in my cell and look the letter over. It's written in Gradellan. I guess Rael didn't want anyone else reading it, of course. It looks suspicious if the guards found it. I eye the door and, after deciding it's safe enough, start to read the letter. Lore, first I want to apologize. I was wrong to get you involved in this. It's really not your fight. I guess my dad made me realize that much. Still, I'm sort of not sorry, too. If nothing else, I'm glad I actually met you. You've been quite kind to me. But now I have to be serious. Don't do something stupid trying to save my brother. You've done more than enough, and I'm grateful. I just want you to live your life without any regrets, okay? I'm going to try to do the same. Well, I finish out the short letter and fold it before putting it away. It's then that I hear Liara's frantic voice as she speaks to the guards. She's able to convince the guards to come away from the cell. I get to work immediately, knowing that I'll need all the time I have to pick the lock since I've never done before. I reach through the door's bars and angle the pick so that it can easily get into the keyhole. It takes me a while, but eventually the door clicks open and I'm free. As Liara suggested, I steal a camel and ride toward the outpost. I manage to get away without being noticed, but I hurry on at a fast pace, knowing it's only a matter of time before they realize I stole a camel. I guess I don't really expect them to follow me. With the sandstorm coming, the cost of the camel probably doesn't compare to the being cut off from our rail for 10 years. Still, there's another reason I want to hurry. I guess I just haven't given up on Rael's brother. If I didn't got back early, I could still get back in time to save Rael. I know that's really pushing it, but I'm kind of stubborn idiot when it comes to these things. Yeah, you are. I leave the camel near the gate where the horses are stabled so it can get some water and then start looking around wildly. It isn't long before I run into Charles of all people. Lore, is that you? Yeah, Charles, it's me, alright. I can't believe it. You're actually alive. I feared the most when I found out you were missing. That's great and all, Charles, but can you tell me if Aiden is here? What's the rush? You only just got here. Look, Charles, I'll answer everything later. I just need to see. And just why would a missing merchant be in such a hurry to find Aiden? We're around to see an impressive man with blonde hair. He has a dignified presence. Charles salutes and stands to attention. Excuse me, where are my manners? I'm General Maris, and you are Lore, yes? Yes, General. No need for the formalities. You aren't a soldier. However, I do believe my question stands. Why are you looking for Aiden? He's my brother. I want him to know that I'm alright. Actually, I'm curious as to how that is. Normally, when someone goes missing in the scorching desert for as long as he did, they don't survive. Unless, of course, they find something like an oasis. It's pretty clear that what he's getting at. My head spins. I feel like confessing everything, but I managed to keep calm and think of a lie. Well, I found no oasis. I lived off camel blood. Camel blood? Yes, the Shahrans do it when they get stranded in the desert. They don't function solely as rides. I was kidnapped by a small group of Shahrans. They took me along with them, and eventually I got away. I sold 2 camels. Ended up killing one to survive. Brought the other one with me. Oh, you're clever, and you come up with that just now. I'm impressed. I didn't just come up with it. It's the truth. You have fierce eyes. Excuse me? I rather like them. Unfortunately for you, I know a bit about camels myself. I'd be rather a bad leader if I didn't know at least something about them, considering they're close tied to the Shahrans. Tell me, what color is their blood? I would have assumed red, but now that he asks, I'm not sure. After all, I haven't actually killed a camel to find out. I hesitate, and it cost me. It's red, just as you probably thought. I don't feel too bad, though. If you had answered that one, I would have asked you about the taste. You wouldn't have been able to answer that. I'm at a loss for words, so I just glare at him. Now, Lure, we're going to go back to my tent. You're going to answer all my questions. Sir, Lure, shut up before I have you flogged. This is a more serious matter than you know. Cheras got silent and backs off. There really isn't anything he could do. Anyway, I'm glad he didn't push this issue. Maris takes me by the arm and drags me off roughly. Take a seat, Lore. He gestures towards the chair opposite him. I take a seat, keeping my eyes on Maris. Can I get you some water? You're probably thirsty since you didn't actually kill that camel. I am thirsty, but I'd rather not drink anything he gives me. Seriously. No. Right, I should have known water wasn't your thing. You're actually more of a wine person, aren't you? I take he's done his homework. He's trying to intimidate and bribe me into telling the truth. Yes. He chuckles and has the servant bring him a bottle and 2 glasses. Then Maris pours the wine himself into both glasses. One is for him and the other is for me. Maris takes these up so I can assume it's not drugged. I'm not going to drink any of it anyway, but it's kind of tempting. I'll get to the point. You're planning on keeping the location of Rahel for me. I open my mouth to say something, but Maris cuts me off. Don't try to lie your way out of it. I've become very good at determining between truth and lies over the years. Relax a little. You're not my enemy yet. Tell me where Rahel is, and we could even be friends. I don't want to be friends with you. I'm not going to say anything. I repeat the thought over and over in my head. You would be a hero in Gradia. You could be the one who proved vital in destroying the Shahrans' threat once and for all. They're only a threat because you poisoned their... My God. Maris' eyes darkens. He rotates a glass in his hand, sending the wine spinning. Yes, I am guilty of that crime. I'm taken aback for a moment. I hadn't expected him to outright confess to it. Suddenly, I feel like I need some clarification. But why? The prince wanted to form a peace treaty. Wouldn't that be favorable for Gradoa too? Gradoa doesn't want to make peace. Gradoa wants to conquer and rule. I would have never chosen to use poison. It is not a proper way to face an enemy. However, Gradoa is my country, and I will obey the orders given to me by my king. It was ordered by the king? Yes. Now, tell me where Arbrel is so I can complete the massacre the king sent to me to do and go home. Lord, no. I'm not telling you anything. I don't want you to know anything at all. I doubt you have thought this through. If you don't tell me, you're betraying Gradia, so I need to remind you how they punish traitors in Gradia. Everyone in Gradia knows the punishment by heart. Traitors are flogged, then attached to 4 horses to be drawn and quartered. The head is mounted where the public can see it, while the remaining body parts are fed to dogs. Gross. If that wasn't enough, the names of traitors are stricken from our records and they are denied any sort of burial rights. In that moment, I want to tell Merce everything just so I can avoid such a fate. But then I think of Rael and the other Shah Hurons I met. I can't just let them slaughter everyone there. Honestly, I'm scared, I'm trembling, and I'm sure it's noticeable, but I can't. No, I can. But I won't. I won't tell Merce where our Rael is. I'm not telling you anything. That's rather noble of you, I suppose. Stupid, but noble. Merce sighs. I'd rather not kill you, Lore. That's why I'm going to try one more thing. I gave Aiden time off to investigate what happened to you, but he's supposed to be back tomorrow morning. What if I said I have reason to suspect him as your co-conspirator? Don't you dare involve Aiden in this. If it was a smaller matter, I wouldn't bother, but it isn't. Tell me where our Rel is, and I'll leave Aiden alone. Keep quiet, and I will launch an investigation to see if he was collaborating with you. I have a feeling I'll find plenty of proof. He would. I know this. It's all my fault. If he hadn't gone to get the stupid flowers, it's all my fault. Well, maybe I can stall for time. If they get there after the sands come, then they won't be able to do anything about it, even if they do know the location of Arvel. At least that will be the case for 10 years. Arvel will still die, though. Damn it. Today, Lore, I'm expecting an answer now, if I don't get it. He shrugs. Well, you know what happens. I guess that means I have to give him some kind of answer right now. What should I do? Don't give me this option. Tell him why. I don't like this guy. Do you have a map? That would be the easiest way to show you where it is. Of course. Maris takes out a large map. It charts most of the desert area. There are quite a few areas that are marked with dashed lines to indicate that is guesswork. It should be easy enough to lie on a map. All I have to do is pick an area away from our Rael. By the time Maris notices, the sands will be up. Hopefully by then I'll have worked out a plan that will save Aiden and me. I find Avril on the map with my eyes first and then go east from what point. When I'm far enough away, I point. Alright. He says it in an annoyed tone, which worries me slightly. Maris takes the map from me and marks the spot where my eyes had started from. The location of Avril. I thought I told you I not to lie to me. I wasn't lying. That happened to be the best thing I could come up with. Still, I tried to look confident. Wow. Scary face. Maris didn't buy it. He got up and slammed me against his desk. He drew his face close to mine and looked me in the eye. How about we see if that's true when I march to Arvel tomorrow? I'm betting the location you pointed out will be nothing but sand. However, I imagine the one you point out with your eyes will be exactly what I'm looking for. I let out a slight whimper. He's hurting me slightly with his forceful grip. When I find Arvel in that exact position, I promise you that I will lock you away forever. You and Aiden too. Maris finally lets me up and then turns his attention to the guards. Take him away to the holding cell and make sure he gets some sleep. I'll be taking him along tomorrow. I just came from a cell. God. What? You're going to be helping me control Aiden tomorrow. I'm willing to bet he won't bat an eye while he slaughters the whole city as long as I promise him your safety. You can't. Please don't do that to him. You have no more say in what I do. With that, he waves away the guards. They drag me out of Maris's tent, kicking and screaming. The next day, the guards wake me early and drag me out into the hot desert. There I see General Maris and the rest of his army ready to march. I tried to do the math in my head. If the army was slow, then there was a chance that they wouldn't make it all the way to Arvel before the sands. Still, I couldn't bring myself to believe that is how it would end up working. Maris was much was more together than that. I scanned the crowd as the guards pushed me towards Maris, looking desperately for Aiden.